What's up YouTube? I'm here again with you guys, and I'm here to talk about a new topic, and it's going to be on K-pop fan wars. Now, we all know that fan wars have been going on ever since K-pop really started blooming with the Hallyu wave and everything. They've actually increased in my opinion, but it's pretty normal, to be honest. Fan wars don't even happen in just K-pop, they happen everywhere, but K-pop has so many fandoms that you'll see them almost everywhere on a K-pop YouTube video. And so I'm here to give my 2 cents on it and kind of explain to you guys why it's stupid as hell to fan war. Now, don't get me wrong, some fan wars are fun to watch. I'm not gonna lie, I'm gonna say some of them are pretty funny to read the comments on YouTube, because you just have these hardcore fans, you know, going on other YouTube videos bashing each group, and it's like, it's kind of funny seeing the arguments that some have and some of the oppressive ones. And here I am just sitting like, well, they're both great. Is there peace? But there's a lot of people that do that. They ask for peace just to calm down. But K-pop fan wars is something that will probably continue as long as K-pop exists, to be honest. Even though you want to avoid it, it's almost impossible to avoid, because there's always those few hardcore fans that will just not accept that they're both equal. And that's completely because of human nature. We all have biases, so obviously you're inclined to support your bias group, and even if that means bashing another one, even though in your head you think that they're both great. Now, don't get me wrong, there are some peaceful fandoms out there. The ones I found were pretty peaceful were the Inspirates from Infinite. I found Inspirates really a peaceful fandom, to be honest. I hardly see any Inspirate fan wars out there, as opposed to other fan wars such as, what do you call it, Zones versus Blackjacks. That's a pretty popular one that's been going on. Elves versus VIPs is another big one. Cassiopeias, I don't see much Cassiopeia fan wars either. They've kind of dwindled down a bit. And same goes for a lot of other ones like Kiss Me's. They're not that inclined to fan war as much as like those respective ones. The more mainstream K-pop groups will have the bigger fan wars going on, and it's only natural because a lot of people will disagree or agree with points. And here's my thoughts on it. Now, the reason I think that K-pop fandom wars are really stupid is because in K-pop, I personally think that all groups are kind of equal in a sense. Each one has something else different to offer, and to just compare 2 groups to say which is better is almost, you know, comparing like ice and fire almost, because they're just so different, you know. It's really hard to compare. The only comparison I can see is if you're comparing 2 groups that have almost exactly the same type of music. But comparing a group like Super Junior and Bigbang is really hard to really come up with valid points to which is better, because Bigbang focuses more on a different type of vibe than Super Junior does. Like, Bigbang doesn't dance as much as Super Junior does in their videos, and you know, vice versa, with Super Junior songs being completely different from Bigbang's songs. You know, they're just so different. And the same for Zones and Blackjacks. 2NE1 does not have music that is similar to SNSD in any way. 2NE1's vibe is very different. Like, when you compare an SNSD song and a 2NE1 song, you can easily tell who's who, and that's because they're just so different, right? So comparing those 2 groups and kind of arguing over another fandom which is better is really useless, because they're both awesome. And it's, I don't know why, but a lot of K-pop fans just really don't accept that this group is unequal of this group, and this is what creates fandom wars. I personally don't belong to a specific fandom. If I did belong to a specific fandom, it would be like, I don't know, like a united fandom or something, because I love all groups. Choosing just one group to love and support as opposed to other groups is almost impossible for me, because I love almost every group out there in K-pop, like SNSD, Kara, Bigbang, TVXQ, you know, you got Infinite, Nell, all these groups that I like. It's really just hard to just stick to one of them and not like anything else. It's really difficult. The hardcore fangirls could probably do it, but I sure as hell can't. Another thing about fan wars is that majority of them are going to be female. I'm not pointing out any specific females, but the majority of K-pop fan wars will be females arguing. I'm sorry, but it's true. There is those males occasionally that fan war. Usually some of them are VIPs, or maybe Sones probably, that are arguing because they're like, oh, this group is so shit compared to Big Bang because Big Bang has so much more like style and they're so much cooler. And the male Sones would just be like, ew, this group sucks, you know, it's SNSD is the most beautiful group ever and they're better than everyone else. Like, there's occasional male fan wars going on here and there, but if you compare the male fan war population with the female fan war population, it's very dwindled, and most of them is because females really have a tendency to have ridiculously strong biases in their respective groups. Like elves, for example, a lot of them are female majority, and they really like to argue with VIPs because they think Super Junior is more handsome and they're so much better looking than Big Bang. You know, stuff like that is what causes fan wars, and then they just keep escalating there, and then you have one party throwing out info like, well, this group is shit because album sales here, this group is shit because, you know, they can't dance, and this group is shit because they can't do this, you know. It just branches off everywhere, and as long as bias exists, fan wars will not stop unless some miracle day comes where suddenly everyone will realize that all the groups are awesome and there's no need to argue. Now in this video, I didn't want you guys to get confused, like me actually like kind of generalizing elves or VIPs into being arguing bunch. There are a lot of peaceful elves, there are a lot of peaceful VIPs everywhere. I've seen on YouTube a lot of VIPs telling, you know, other VIPs to stop bashing elves because, you know, they're both awesome groups. I've seen Sones even supporting 2NE1, saying, you know, they're both great groups, you know. For us, SNSD is number one. For the Blackjacks, 2NE1's number one. You know, let's make peace and stuff. You know, there's no need to argue. They're so different. Like, there are people like that, but I can guarantee you, you'll find somewhere on YouTube a bunch of people who would just like kind of start bashing another group because they think this group is better. So that's my thoughts on fan wars. I personally think they're pretty stupid, to be honest, but that's just my opinion. Again, I can't really belong to a fandom personally because, you know, K-pop is K-pop to me. I feel like K-pop, there shouldn't even be fan wars because K-pop is just awesome, you know. K-pop is like my favorite type of music out there right now. So the main point of this whole video was to kind of highlight exactly what fan wars was, how they start, and all of that. The main message I'm trying to put out there is that in K-pop, all the groups are awesome. There's no need to compare this group with this group, or comparing this group with this group, saying who's better, because they're both different. They all have their own style, their own kind of fan base, and you know, they're just all awesome. That's the main point of this video, just to highlight that all K-pop groups are awesome and equal. There's no need to fight over which is better because they're both awesome. So that's just my 2 cents on it. I hope you guys agreed with my points. Leave in the comment section below what you think of fan wars personally. If you're part of a fandom, you can also leave that in the comment section below, and click this button here to subscribe to this channel of mine, because I do a lot of K-pop stuff here, but I'll also do rants and some sort of stuff. So I have a very big branch of videos that I do. You can also subscribe to my other channel, which I do K-pop MV reactions and other stuff, in the description box below, so you can click that as well and subscribe to my other channel. But yeah, that's basically my video on fan wars, and I'll see you guys later.